but we still have Stephen from Australia, and he wants to know, do we have free will? Ooh, I just hit the
Next
run.
question.
What's that?
I said, nope. Next question. I'm kidding. Let's bring him in. Let's talk.
Hi, Stephen. How you doing?
Hi, Kelly. I think I missed a little bit there. I think was there some reticence about answering that question, because I find it a difficult question, honestly, and that's partly why I'm calling back. Calling. It's been really perplexing to me because, and I've encountered this with atheist thinkers, speakers, who argue that we do not have free will at all, that our every kind of decision is made. Well, there's some of the people I've heard are like neuroscientists who, there's experiments apparently which show that our decision-making process occurs outside of our consciousness. And it seems from that they say, well, I guess what they're saying is that our consciousness is ourself, and whatever else is going on that's doing the decision-making is not us. But I dispute that. I mean, I think that doesn't seem like a persuasive point of view to me. But these are quite substantial thinkers, including Robert Sapolsky and Sam Harris. You know, they're not dunces from my point of view.
Slouches for sure.
So I called into the after show last week, and I think it was you who particularly encouraged me to call into the show to talk about it. Yeah.
Eli, you want to?
Sorry, did you?
So I agree with you.
But go ahead.
I don't know of any reason to believe that decision making takes place outside of the self. I saw a video recently of Alex O'Connor talking to Ben Shapiro about it, and I really liked what Alex had to say, which is basically, and I'm going to paraphrase kind of poorly, but it's basically that when it comes to any mental activity, you can trace that back and say, was that determined within myself or outside of myself? Like what was it that determined that? And if it was that thing determined, or was it random? And if it was determined, you just push the question back. What determined that thing? And was that thing determined, or was that thing random? And as far back as you go, you have to either reach something that is determined outside of yourself or is undetermined. And in either case, you don't have any control over it. And he comes to the conclusion, and I tend to agree, that with those things being true, free will cannot exist.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think making a decision is exercising free will. I think that's exercising free choice, and that's completely different than free will. So.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I think
I have a breakfast analogy that I use often. That I wake up in the morning and I want bacon and eggs for breakfast. I do not have bacon and eggs at my house. I don't have a way to get to the store to get bacon and eggs. And even if I could get there, I have no money to pay for bacon and eggs. So my will is to have bacon and eggs. Now, I can have hot cereal. I could have dry cereal. I could have some fresh fruit. I've got like 16 other options, but I don't have bacon and eggs. Yeah. My will is to have that bacon and eggs. My choices are something else. So I will go with the free choice of the things that I have, right? I'm a compatibilist. I think we're somewhere between determinism and free will. So, you know, we get to make choices by the conditions that are set for us.
Yeah. And I would push that back even farther, Kelly, and say that you're not choosing to want bacon and eggs. You want bacon and eggs. You can do what you want, but you can't will what you want.
Right.
Fair enough.
But see, like that pushback to me is not, and this is what another person had pointed out, this does not comport with our plain speaking understanding of free will. And I understand in the philosophical discussions of this, like the test for free will is could have done otherwise, right? It's not. You don't have to be an omnipotent being to have free will. You just have to have some choice. You could have. I mean, if you can't have bacon and eggs, you've got a choice of, I don't know, something else.
But that's just free choice, not free will, though. See, that's my point. And a lot of people get the two concepts confused, in my opinion.
I agree.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't come across that distinction up until now. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
That's, I think I agree with Kelly. I think that's the primary distinction. Like he said, you can choose to have something other than bacon and eggs, or you can choose to go get them. But at the end of the day, you're not choosing to want bacon and eggs. And I know this isn't what Kelly said. I'm kind of adapting it a little bit to fit my view better. But you can't choose to want bacon and eggs. That's just what you want. And I think that's probably because like your body needs fats and protein, and you're like whatever nutrients there are that our body knows that it can get from that resource. It's gonna be like, I want that resource because that's what I need. That's why we're thirsty when we need water, kind of thing.
Might be craving protein, right?
Mm-hmm.